Hello, my beautiful Leos. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of your love life. So it's going to be your general love reading for the week here. So pretty much whatever comes out for you guys. Okay. Okay, so we have two cards here, guys. We have emotional loss, okay, and then we also have fulfillment of wishes. Okay. Could be some sort of a reward that you're receiving after, a loss here. Or it could just be like a bittersweet moment. So, like, something could be ending, or something could feel like it's not working out the way that you want it to, but it could even be kind of like a blessing in disguise. Now, with the first card, emotional loss, I do feel like this could be a week where, you're feeling a bit overwhelmed by your emotions here. But there is something that is working out for you, but it may not be visible to you in the current moment, is pretty much how the message is coming through to me. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Magician. Yes, something that you have been manifesting, and this is specifically in the emotional department. So, like, maybe like an outcome when it comes to a connection, or maybe it's wanting to connect with someone or receiving communication. With the Queen of Cups and the Magician, I feel like there's something that you have been manifesting, and it's coming into fruition for you, but it may not be like visible in the current moment, or there may be something that's causing you to feel a little bit hopeless. Okay, so I'm going to start off by seeing how you are being viewed this week. Page of Cups. Someone really admires you. There may even be something very youthful about your energy that it's drawing this person in, or they're very attracted to that. And I could also read it as, some sort of an age gap between you and this individual, where they feel like your perspective, right, on life, or just, different aspects of, life here is very different from maybe what they're used to, or how their mind is programmed here. But I do feel like it's someone who really admires you, and there's something about a very youthful energy that you exude. Okay, we have the Eight of Swords, followed by the King of Wands in the challenge position. It seems to me that this is someone who is thinking about you, can't stop thinking about you, but there are some sort of restrictions that they feel when it comes to pursuing a connection with you. They're very attracted to you. It's a very fiery energy. There may even be like an urgency that this person feels to connect with you. But with the Eight of Swords, that usually speaks about some sort of a mental restriction. So whether it's they're in their own way, whether it's there's something that they're thinking about and they feel, I don't know how to find a solution, or I don't know what to do about that very thing. But their thoughts are what are, is ultimately keeping them stuck here. The Eight of Swords could also speak about when you feel like your hands are tied in a situation. So there could be something that is happening in this connection where this person feels a bit powerless over it, or they feel like, it's not in their hands, like there's nothing they can do about it. How are you viewing them? The High Priestess. It seems to me that you're not sure what to think, or you feel like this is someone, who is in a very hidden energy. There could be something that feels very secretive or discreet about their energy or this connection. And the high priestess quite literally could be someone that you're not speaking to this week, feeling like, if it's not about being discreet or secretive, you may feel like there's actually silence between the both of you this week. Because with the high priestess, it seems to me you're trying to figure out the situation on your own. Or you may even be trying to figure out what this person's thinking or how they're feeling. But because this person's not opening up, or you feel like there's something here that they're just not telling you, it's kind of causing you to feel a bit uneasy. And I'm not saying that this is someone who, doesn't speak to you at all, but you feel like they definitely don't open up, or there's like a side to them that they're very uncomfortable when it comes to that side, or at least like speaking about that side of them. Some of you could be dealing with the Pisces. Okay, we have the Emperor in your feelings, and we have the Two of Swords. Yeah, it's like you want to figure something out, or you want to feel like you are not feeling consumed by this situation here. There's some sort of control that you desire. I don't mean that in a negative way, Leo, but it's like there's definitely something here where you're like, okay, I don't know that very thing, so it's hard for me, or it's causing me to feel uneasy. So you may feel like a specific truth or some sort of clarity will help you see the situation better. And the Two of Swords usually boils down to it could be confusion or having a hard time seeing past illusions, right? Where it's like something may, seem a specific way in your mind, but maybe the reality of it is, prompting you to think about it in a different way, or you feel like, the reality of the situation is different from what's going on in your mind. The Two of Swords is also an energy of having a difficult time seeing the bigger picture. So for some of you, it could be that you want to know what's going on. You're like, I want, not only a sense of knowing, but I want some sort of answers so I know where this connection is headed. Because, this week it seems to me that you're feeling very confused, or you have a lot of questions, but they're not being answered. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries. We have the Nine of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. I'm also seeing here, guys, like there could be something that occurs at work where you don't expect it to happen. So like whether it's like a phone call from this person, a message, maybe you're receiving some sort of clarity from like a mutual friend at work. Like there's some sort of an unexpected event at your place of work here. Now we have the Five of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles also in your feelings, which is you focusing on yourself, but there is something that you're still holding on to in terms of something that you're feeling very disappointed about, or something that you may even have some sort of regret for. Whether it's regretting how a situation transpired and wishing that, things could have been handled in a different way. And the Nine of Pentacles, yes, it is a very independent energy here, but with the Five of Cups and the Two of Swords, like there's a very concerned energy in your feelings, or you're still wanting some sort of questions to be answered here. It's like, yes, I want to focus on myself, or I want to shift my focus, but I can't help but wonder, what it, or I should say, you can't help but wonder if what's occurring in your mind is actually true. Like there could be some sort of a confirmation that you're wanting. There's definitely something here that's causing you to feel uneasy. What's the Five of Cups? The Nine of Cups. Yeah. And it's interesting because the Nine of Cups, I'm kind of reading it hand in hand with the second oracle card there. Like you may be, going through a tough time, or you may feel very disappointed in this situation, but there is some sort of a reward at the end of it, even if it's not visible to you in the current moment. And I feel like there's some sort of clarity coming in for you when you least expect it. And even if it makes you maybe think about a past situation, or it makes you think about the past with this person for a little bit, it does result in you feeling like, okay, I've received the clarity that I wanted. So it could be a form of closure, or it just makes you feel a lot lighter about this situation here. This could also be a situation where it's kind of caused you to focus on yourself, or realize that you want to start putting yourself first again, especially if it's a situation that felt very draining, or you felt like you were constantly like the caregiver in this connection here, or you were constantly trying to keep the connection together where you were putting your own needs and desires on the back burner. um, 10 of Cups clarifying the 8 of Swords, okay? And then we have the 2 of Cups clarifying the King of Wands. You have someone who's still in love with you. And it's interesting that these cards are coming out in the challenge position, because it's like this person has emotions for you, but they also feel very stuck or restricted when it comes to pursuing a connection with you. And with the 8 of Swords, I do feel like it's someone who's in their own way. So whether it's thinking about the past and not knowing how to recover, right? Or it could be someone who's looking at the situation with you and maybe feeding into their pessimistic thoughts, right? Because 8 of Swords could be when you're overthinking a situation to the point where maybe you're creating scenarios in your mind that are not really true. And so I see this person is wanting a connection with you, 10 of Cups and 2 of Cups, someone who loves you dearly. And for many of you, there could even be a history where you guys were in a higher level of commitment here, where it's like, I still admire you, I still want to work things out. But this is what they're feeling challenged by this week, and it has a lot to do with the thoughts that they're thinking, or what they're telling themselves, because they're feeding into it. I also feel strongly with the 2 of Cups that this is someone who feels that you guys are meant to be. Like there could be some sort of a deeper reasoning for this connection that is being illuminated to this person this week, which is only drawing them closer to you, or making them feel their emotions in a more intense way. Okay. So in their feelings, we have the 7 of Wands, okay? And we also have the Moon. So the way that you're viewing them is not far off from how they're actually feeling, which is interesting, because you're viewing them as someone who's in a very discreet energy, or you feel like they are not opening up to you entirely. You may even view them as someone who struggles with emotional intimacy. And 7 of Wands in the Moon card is someone who's having a very difficult time being vulnerable, someone who is almost suppressing their emotions. It's not to say that the emotions aren't there. I feel with the Moon card, that's very deep emotions, but it's just not coming to the surface, or, you're keeping it in the dark, or keeping it to yourself. And the 7 of Wands could be a bit of a defensive energy also, where it's like this person may feel, if they were to express how they feel, they are anticipating maybe a negative response, or they're thinking about the worst case scenario, right? With the 8 of Swords, it's something that they're telling themselves. And so that's creating a block in actually expressing how they feel towards you. This person may think about you more frequently at night. That may be the time where they kind of get some sort of time to themselves. Page of Swords and the 9 of Swords. This person is keeping tabs on you. The more that they try to figure you out, the more that they spy on you, they become more stressed out. So, I could read it in a way where this week they could specifically be, checking up on your social media, and there could be something that you've, made public that is bothering this person in one way or another, or causing them a level of stress. With the Page of Swords and the 9 of Swords, that's usually when you're figuring out some sort of information in a very indirect way, but it's stressing you out. It's making you go in circles. Like 9 of Swords, then we have the 8 of Swords in the challenge position. I feel like this person is really going through it mentally, to say the least. Their sleep could quite literally be affected by, their thoughts, or negative thoughts in this case. And with that Page of Swords and the 9 of Swords, like if it's not something specific that this person is seeing on your social media, it could be that they keep backtracking, or they keep checking up on you, but they're telling themselves, something different, right? Because with the Moon card and the 7 of Wands, that's a very guarded or defensive energy where they're not opening up. So they may feel like, okay, well, I'm not opening up to Leo, but I'm still checking up on Leo constantly. And it's just, driving me up a wall here. Like, why can't I just let go? But even if it's not something in particular that you're, making public, it could just be that this person is viewing you as kind of moving on or handling the situation much better than they are. Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles in your feelings lets me know that you're in a very independent or self-focused energy. You're pouring into your own cup. We have the Justice card. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. So, for these two cards to come out in the potential outcome, it's someone who is analyzing a situation and figuring out how they could make things right with you. There could even be an energy of wanting to make something up to you, like whether it's, apologizing, taking you out, owning up to something, taking accountability. The Justice card is being clarified by the Tower, and the Seven of Pentacles is being clarified by the Six of Swords. I feel like this is someone where they are going to come in a very abrupt way, but to make peace with you. It may be something that you don't expect. I'm getting that persistently. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. I also feel with the Tower clarifying the Justice card there, like this person may feel like there was once a very stable foundation between the both of you, but it really, like that foundation crumbled and now they're kind of left with, where do I go or what do I do? Okay, the Tower and the Six of Swords could also be read as like moving away or relocating because something is not working for you in your current, situation. Because Six of Swords could be read as, moving away, like mentally, like attaining peace of mind, or quite literally like relocating. So that could be the case for, some of you or your situation here. But I'm strongly getting that this is someone who's like, okay, this was once very stable, now it no longer is, and I want to feel more at peace. And they're analyzing how to do that. So that is what I'm getting for you guys this week. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.